We are back for a shop update. Let's go see what we got. Oh! Whoa, smells like something smoking in here. What's on fire? Doesn't smell like something on fire? We have the dually. We have the front end starting to get put back together, inner fenders are in. We have all the radiator lines in. AC lines are going in, which you don't see because they're on the other side of the fender, the inner fender. So if you look over yonder, you can see they tuck up here, and Chris made a splash shield here that protects them. So they'll get routed through here and they'll be good to go. Still working on it. After the inner fenders are on, we can put the outer fenders on, make sure everything's lined up, get the gaps good. We'll start looking like a truck again. So that's what we got there. I think last time we had the cab all squared up. So yeah, like steering's done, columns in. We're waiting on a brake line or two for the master. We're getting there. We have Stevens 6400 here. We also put the cab on the other day. I'm sure Brian will have a little time lapse there for you. We got the cab on, AC bulkhead in, master cylinder in. It's a little tight back here, a little close to the firewall. So I'm gonna order something so we can put back there. There's a little heat protection. And debating as well on doing a little blanket there for the turbo, just because it is a little close. We got wires inside, brake pedals in, gas pedals in. Making good progress on this. Loud over there. I want you to see this. So because we didn't fully build the harness for this, we had to get creative on mounting the computer for the engine. So there was actually room down here because it doesn't get too close to the engine, and the plugs ended up working out there. So that's kind of like the only area we were able to put it. The good thing about that is that they are waterproof. All the connections are waterproof and sealed, so we should be good there. Little creative little spot that we found there. So yeah, making progress. And we shuffled some trucks around, and now we have TJ's back on the lift. It'll be ready to get the exhaust started here soon. We got Sal working on the condenser mounting. Is that what you're doing? Yeah. He's mounting the condenser, and maybe he'll have some things to say. What do you want to say?
Make sure you eat your Wheaties in the morning so you grow big and strong.
Yep.
And be athletic.
That's Sal for you guys. Once the condenser's mounted, he'll get the heat exchanger or the supercharger. He'll get that mounted in there. So we couldn't finish mounting this until we had the right condenser. Now that we have it, he can continue on with it. The other thing that we were doing to this is mounting the transcooler down here. So we got that mounted. Got little fins in there to redirect the air. And also the ABS pump got mounted up here, so that's ready to go as well. I finished up the intake, which I'll show you when we get over there. And we kind of took a pause on Carlos's back here. Chris has the firewall in one piece because it was 1, 2, 3 pieces. So he has it all down to one piece. But we started looking at just different areas, and the rust repairs that it needs are they seem a little extensive. So then we're gonna wait for Jeremy to kind of look at this and look at it with us and make a final decision on, is it worth continuing, or do we need to tell the customer we might need a new cab? We don't know. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get it sandblasted and then we'll see what it needs from there. But we kind of went to a stopping point just because, how you saw in the last video, some of the rust repair stuff is not the best. So kind of taking a hold on this. We'll discuss it with Jeremy and see where we go from there. Chris is still making headway on Manny's Blazer here, Gen 2, which we like to say. He's actually moved on to having no panels in the engine bay. What happened to the panels?
I had to take them out so I could do the firewall. The firewall was only temporary before.
Okay.
To build the panels and kind of get a bead layout. So now that I have the panels constructed, I can go ahead and finish out the firewall. We're not going to do any bead rolling, but I am going to redo the back behind the engine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Cool. So one more step, getting closer.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it because now there's nothing in there, but we're
Yeah,
we're making progress.
Yeah, it's one step forward, two steps back,
Yep,
you know?
Yep. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
All the panels are over here. You know, here's the firewall that he had mocked up in there. So it's got everything laid out on it, where the master goes, where the steering will go, the bottom of it, and the recess for the engine. So that's where we're at with Manny's Gen 2. This is all one piece. There you go. That's all one piece now as well. So waiting on the fasteners, quick releases for 2 on each side, and the quarter turns for the other. So that way everything kind of holds itself together there. That's where we're at with that. We started working on the Ford. We started taking all the lights out because we're doing LED lights, all United Pacific stuff. We started working on getting the dash out, getting the gauge cluster out, we haven't started on taking the harness out, but that's the next step. We had an exhaust issue as well, so I went ahead and had Sal fix that. So we put a new clamp on there, got it back on the exhaust hanger. Everything should be good on the exhaust side of that. But now we need to rewire, new gauges, new lights, and yeah, rewire the whole truck. So that's where we're at with that.
How much is doing a rewire?
A rewire is interesting because this has a Coyote engine in it, so it had to get wired at some point. But it's kind of interesting to see how people wire stuff and what they use, you know. This one, I realize, has a lot of spade connectors. We like to use weather packs. Some people decided they wanted to use spade connectors, but sometimes it's not a good idea to use those in the engine bay just because they're not waterproof. Luckily, the ones I did see were underneath the dash, but it's kind of interesting to see how things are wired, how other people wire them. Everybody does it a little different, so yeah, that's where we're at with that. It's going to get a new interior as well, and he wants a bigger radio in it, like a built-in in-dash. So that's where we're at with that. We did some shuffling around here, back here as well, because we had to get a sheet of metal on the plasma table here. We've actually also been working on the Suburban. It's kind of dark back here, but we had to make a mount to mount the Vire compressors. So as you can see, they all got mounted on one plate. We're doing 4 Vire compressors, and these will actually be mounted underneath, behind the gas tank, because there's a little spot there for them. So the frame got tapped, so it can bolt on the sides, and the relays are getting mounted on here as well. So the next thing that we have to do, which I already have drawn up, we just got to cut it, is a plate to mount the air tanks back here. And that'll be, we'll have 2 5-gallon 2 5-gallon AccuAir tanks. I got a neat little idea here, which I should have brought. I put in the office there. But I got a neat little idea. I found I like to call them manifolds. But it's a 4-way manifold. I'm looking for the other one. There it is. So the manifold is going to go right here, and all 4 connections of the compressors will go into that, and then we'll have 2 lines going to the tanks. So that'll be pretty neat. Once we get it in there, we'll have to show you guys. We move this thing out of the way because we're not working on it. You know, Jeremy keeps asking Chris to work on it, but there's no time. This is the intake that I built for TJ's truck. So I made it shoot down a little bit from the throttle body just because it was sticking up too high. But I had Sal make a bracket for it. We did an air straightener in there.
What's an air straightener?
So our air straightener, when you have too many bends in here, it creates turbulence, gives the MAF a funky reading. So if you look in there, you can actually see it. It's like a honeycomb. It's an aluminum honeycomb, and it helps straighten the air out, so the air going through the MAF is a little more accurate. So we started doing that a while back. Seems to help a lot. The tuner was complaining about the MAF location on some of these, so we talked to him about what we can do about that, and he suggested doing some kind of air straightener. On some of the LS builds too, you'll notice, or some of the LS engines, they'll have an air straightener built into the MAF, so it's just a big MAF air sensor, or MAF sensor. But in reality, it's only just an air straightener with the MAF in it. So this is kind of the same concept. That's what we got. But that's kind of where we're at, guys. That's it for this week's update. I'm gonna see if we can get some of these guys to say something. You know, they get a little quiet sometimes. Okay, estamos aquí. Le vamos a preguntar a Chris si tiene algo que decir para la cámara, para todos los personas que nos están viendo en nuestro canal de YouTube. Chris, ¿tienes algo que decir?
I have no idea.
You have anything to say to the folks out there watching on our channel? Or anything to say before Jeremy comes back? Yeah.
I have no idea. Other than like and subscribe.
Did you miss him?
I mean, it's much quieter in the shop when he's not around. That's for sure.
There you have it, folks. All right, on to the next. You got anything to say to the folks out there on YouTube watching us?
Or to Jeremy?
Or to Jeremy? You want to say anything to him? What?
I said if it doesn't work, just cut what you need to cut. That's what I got to say.
Yeah?
Make it
You can
fit.
always weld it back on, right?
It's only metal. You can only weld it back on or self-tap it back on. Some people, very popular, prefer JB weld back on.
True that.
It works.
Yep.
And if it's plastic weld. Everything's fixable. Is the
Everything.
point.
There you have it, folks. Straight from Sal.
Straight from the source.
Can't weld wood though.
What about wood? What do you do with wood?
Gorilla Glue.
He has an answer for everything. Uh-oh. I think the other one is hiding. Where'd he go? Oh, I see him. All right, you ready? We're going to go this way.
What are we doing?
What's up, Brandon?
What's up?
How's it going?
Good.
I thought you were hiding from us. I didn't know you were getting parts down. You have anything to say to the viewers out there?
Not today.
No? What about for Jeremy? Did you miss him?
I miss Jeremy a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
It's been a sad week.
It's been a sad week. Yeah. Okay. Oh, need a hat? Here, let me give you a hat.
I don't know how to get down.
Another one ladder.
We won't show OSHA that.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah, don't put that up there. All right, guys. Back to work. Taking fenders. See you next week.